Welcome to Dino.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How are we all doing today?
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. How are y'all doing today? And Lilac, thank you for redeeming your park entrance and a 25 stream streak. That is a very big number. Good job, Lilac. Thank you so much for all the support and also for the 25 stream streak. Good job. But yes, how are y'all doing today, everybody? So, there's really only one thing I kind of want to show off, but I still kind of want to do some, like, courtroom stuff, just because I've been really, like, looking... Actually, no, I take that back. There's actually one video I kind of want to show off, along with one that I wanted to show off yesterday. Also, hi, Ronna. How you doing? Doing good? Nice, let's go. So there's one video I want to show off that I didn't get to show off yesterday. And it was from the promotional stuff from Beyond the Gates, which is kind of like a promotional event for like upcoming mostly Hammond collection toys. And what they did for that video to promote that is it's a thing. It is definitely a thing. It is something I was not wanting to hear out of a promotional video for Jurassic Park toys, but yeah, here we are. Yeah, I saw that in the server. It looks pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. Those kind of model kits I've always seen. Right? I've always seen those, but I've never really got around to it. And they're all in like really Chinese sounding names, so I can never remember what the fuck they were at the top of my skull. So they always kind of fall at the wayside, but they are something that I've always wanted to kind of take a look at. Let me see here. Let me pull it up. That's completely fair. Yeah. Because, like, I'll see them whenever I go to Tampa and I go to Hobbytown, they're always in, like, Hobbytown, and and it's not like they don't sell. Like, they sell pretty well. No, what it is that I just can't remember what their names are. So if I just type up Dragon on Gundammit, there's one that I kind of want to take a crack at again. Which is the Red Dragon from Shen X, which I got in their regular dragon. I was not impressed. Also, hi Scorpy, thank you for redeeming your park entrance. But yeah, so they did a so Shen X did a model kit line. They did like a Chinese dragon. They did a tiger, and I was not impressed with their Azure Dragon. It was... I don't know what to describe it. It was far too pokey. Just about everything wanted to fucking stab me. And the plastic quality felt a little weird. It felt both fragile and brittle. Yeah, and that was the other thing. Is like a lot of the parts didn't fit all that well. Because I think I built that before I started streaming. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that I didn't stream that, because I raged quite a few times with that dragon, just because I think it actually cut me. I think it's one of the very few model kits I own that actually made me draw blood. I had to constantly stop because my hands hurt. No, same here. No, it was really bad. Also, I'm glad you're doing good, Lilac. And once again, thank you for the 25. 25 is a very big number. Thank you very much. But they also have something called like, they also have like a Sun Wukong model, which, yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, no. Hey, how's it going, Sponge? The white tiger is a lot better. I don't know. I don't know. It's just the dragon really gave me some PTSD with that. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot better, but I don't know, man. That dragon still drew some blood on me. For those who don't know what we're talking about, this is what we're talking about. So these are Chinese model kits, and this is from a company called Shin X. I don't know if they're still a thing. This is their white tiger, their Byakko, because I think they were trying to do the 4 guardian beasts, and I think they stopped after the tiger. No, I think they stopped after re-releasing the dragon in different colors. But yeah, no, they also did, and so they did another one that was really weird, which was they released the same dragon. So this is the dragon model I'm talking about. So they released the same dragon, but they released it as like a pre-assembled kit. Hi Tabby, how you doing? But also the Azure Dragon has the most times I've had to do a body part. Honestly, I would buy 2 of those things just to make one long dragon, because it felt a little too short. For especially what the price you're getting, the dragon felt a little too short. At least for me. So I would like to get like another of these dragons just to make one long one. But yeah, so no, I would love to get one of these like Chinese model kits. So if I just type up, let me see here. So if I just type up Gundam, or hell, if I just type up long, I'll probably get something. But also, how are you doing today, Tabby? Doing good? Nice, let's go. Yeah, I saw you commented on my thing from yesterday. I forgot to close that. Actually, wait, hang on. Let me see here. Also, hi Paleo. Thank you for redeeming your park entrance. Is this model kit is this a model kit you're on about? Yes. Yes. So if I just type up long. So what do I get? Yeah, here we go. So motor nuclear, I think that's, I want to say that's the one. Because I see them a lot. I see the one where, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. No, not you. Where are you? Where are you? I was trolling. Oh, okay, I got you. Fuck, where is it? Oh, that's kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's done by Supernova. Albong. Let's see here. Albong. No, not there. Shinex. Is it Motor Nuclear? Yep, okay, yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, so Motor Nuclear. I've always been interested in their kits. It's just, whenever I can get around to buying one, there's always something else coming up. But they sell a lot of cool shit. I've always loved these guys. Like, this is their... So, this is the one I'm always seeing whenever I go to Hobbytown, USA. Is that we have Ao Bing, which is basically... It's kind of like a cool, like, third-party Gundam-based mech, and it comes with this big, giant dragon. It really gives me Kamen Rider Ryuki vibes. And it's so cool. I always see this every time I go to HobbyLink, but it's always so out of price because they have to pay for imports. Yeah, they look like a ton of fun. These things look like so much fun. There's this one too I've also been kind of looking at too. I don't know. Maybe once I get like... So once I pay off my models and stuff like that, they have an entire webcomic tied to them. Oh, really? I did not know that. I don't know, maybe once I pay off my models and stuff like that, I will treat myself and get one of these little buggers. And after I pay for Daytime Meteor, because that thing needs to be paid. I don't know, I might get this one, just because you get a lot more bang for your buck. But then there's this. So this is Shinex's Red Dragon, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but still this model kit drew fucking blood. And it's left a bad taste in my mouth. And again, don't get me wrong, it's a cool dragon kit. By the way, it got 91 here. Oh shit. Yeah, it got to be about like 50 over here. But what's really cool about this one, I think this one's longer. I think this one's longer than their typical dragons. And it comes with an LED feature, which is really, really sick. But yeah, no, probably never again. Not after the dragon was cutting up my hands like a motherfucker. But it's cool though, it's cool. But no, if I really had to choose which one I would really want to get, let's see here. Let me actually take a look at all of them. Yeah, it was snowing up here earlier last week, Lilac. There was lots of snow. But luckily, it's all melted now. Let's see here. Yeah, after the White Tiger, I've given up on Shinex. It looks great, but nope, not gonna happen if you pay me 100K to do it. Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Let me see here. So if I really had to like look at their library that they have, just cherry picking the ones that I personally find, you know, pleasing to look at. The ones that kind of strike my fancy that are in stock. So we have Kaorin, which I think, yeah, this one turns into the Phoenix. And this one looks really cool. I really, really love the gradients on the wings and the blades. I think this one's really cool. Yeah, I know they have an inner frame. I do know that. I do know they have a metal inner frame. They're like master grades. So we have this one. This one I have also been kind of looking at. So this is Zhao Yun. So this is... So he's kind of like riding on like a dragon steed, like basically a Kirin. And it's fucking cool. I think this is supposed to be Lubu. I think this is based off of Lubu. I don't know, when it comes to Chinese anything and I see like a general on a horse, I typically associate it with Lubu because they kind of typically do. The Ganjing majestic color, such a good design. I'll take a look at it here in a little bit. But yeah, so this one's really good. And plus you get basically 2 model kits for the price of 1. So like $120. Then we get Ganjing. And Ganjing looks pretty good. I like his overall design. Let's see here. And then we have I like this one. Oh, that is crisp. Oh, that's actually pretty damn crisp. I'm not gonna lie, that is not on BBTS. That, I mean, like, that's fine. But no, this is crisp. I like that. And then we have Kaorin again. That one's not bad. It's the same thing, but it's just in white. The Blue Dragon Aobing. So this one, I've seen a lot of people build. I've seen a ton of people build this thing, and I see this all over the place when I go to not HobbyLink, which, by the way, I am a sponsor with HobbyLink. Use chat command code HLJ, take you directly to the website. The best thing about HobbyLink, comes straight from Japan. It's your #1 store for all of your anime figure and your Gunpla needs. And also use my chat command code waifu, take you directly to waifu wares. Use my code Guaro Brown at checkout for 15% off on all of your online purchases. But no, I'm sorry, not HobbyLink. Hobbytown. Hobbytown. So I see this all over the place when I go to Hobbytown. It's kind of like a staple from what I've seen with a lot of collectors. But yeah, this one really does give me a lot of Ryuki vibes. Especially the dragon knuckle. It really kind of gives me the whole Ryuki bite vent. Because in the show, Ryuki has a thing called bite vent, where he can summon his dragon's head as like a knuckle weapon. I'm wondering if Ryuki kind of influenced that, because also the sword also does kind of remind me a lot of Ryuki's saber, because also in Kamen Rider Ryuki he can summon the sword from the dragon, which is known as sword vent. And then of course we got this guy. So if Gong Shine. Okay, so they didn't really... Oh, is that a tall geese? Oh, that's a straight up tall geese. Oh, that's just a straight up tall geese. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a bulkier variant of the tall geese. If I really had to choose... If I really had to choose out of all of these guys... Let's see, nah. Oh, this one's hard. This one's hard. So how much are they? So that's $80. Nah. Maybe later. So between these two. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Why is this one cheaper? It's literally just this. It's literally just this. But in a different color, but this one's cheaper. Weird. Okay, I think I'll go with this one just because I like the color scheme a lot more, and it's somehow $10 cheaper. It's somehow $10 cheaper. But yeah, that's the one I would go with. This one right here. But yeah. So this is something I wanted to show off yesterday, and I was messaging a couple of my friends about this, who do ASMR, and then I think I posted this on my Twitter as well. It's a thing. It is definitely a thing. Basically what they're doing is that they are showing off the latest Hammond Collection toys in the Jurassic Park line. So they are introducing the Rebirth Dilophosaur, the Indominus Rex, and the Hypsilophodon. And I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to show you this, chat.
No ASMR.
Yeah, we're off to a good start. Yeah, no, they're doing ASMR to showcase toys. Yeah, we're off to a good start.
I'm Stephen Ray Morris, host of the podcast See Jurassic Right, and your guide to this Beyond the Gates special. I'm revealing 3 brand new exciting toys from Mattel's Hammond Collection with toy shots from at Jurassic Your World, aka names.
And the thing is, like, look, here's my thing. If you do ASMR, right? If you do ASMR, I got no qualms with you. Me personally, I'm not a fan of ASMR. It's just not my thing. But I do know people who do ASMR. Some of them are great people. And this is not how you do ASMR.
First off, we have the camouflage queen herself, the Indominus Rex. For its official induction into the Hammond collection, Mattel spared no expense. Mattel
We'll get back to that one.
toy designer Chloe Moon chimes in on what makes her so special.
The figure comes with an extra pair of alternate grabbing claws.
That's not stimulating. You're just raking it across the mic. The thing with ASMR is that you're supposed to stimulate it. It's supposed to be like, some, little triggers and stuff like that actually supposed to like, stimulate your brain a little bit, turn your little monkey brain on. But that's not how you do ASMR there, honey. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you.
And removable flesh piece from her side, referencing the moment.
They're also not really using the right microphones to do ASMR.
In the movie where she claws out her tracker. Indominus Rex measures 26 inches in length and 11 inches in height.
And also, it's not just the whole like what they're doing is basically what I can do for ASMR. I can sit here and go like, "Hello there, everybody. Thank you for choosing Beyond the Gates. I am Gararo Brown, and I'm going to show off my chicken Caesar salad wrap that I got from Panera Bread's." Are you stimulated now, chat? Is this stimulating for you? Is that stimulating enough for you? That's basically what they're doing.
Even larger than our Hammond collection T-Rex. I even matched the placement and length of the teeth directly from the movie reference.
And that's such an odd... Okay, that is a really odd thing to point out, because basically what happened was that with the test shots of this toy, people were kind of pissed. One, because she's not in the right color, and two, her teeth are way too uniform. Because the thing with the Indominus Rex, hang on, I actually have, funny enough, I have an Indominus that I can just pull out. And, let me see here, where is she? Here she is. Yeah, so the thing with the Indominus Rex is that she's not supposed to have straight cookie cutter teeth like that. In fact, she's supposed to have these very jagged, snaggletooth, crocodilian-like teeth. And she has way too many on her top jaw. Like, she has far too many on her top jaw. And the bottom one, it's okay, but you could really, like, probably shorten it a little bit. Like, you can actually shorten that down a little bit.
The teeth are made from soft PVC, so they look sharp but are safe to handle. The tongue is
no.
also articulated and made from the same material.
I don't know, chat. I wish my model could convey my facial expressions a lot better, because I am cringing pretty hard at this.
Adding extra realism when posing the mouth. The body features a detailed spiky skin texture inspired by the film design.
So here, I don't like this. So here we have something that is... So the thing I don't like about the top of the head is that it stands out way too much. In fact, actually, these should be swapped around. So have this be like gray, right? Be gray or whatever, and this to be white. Because in the movie, she's white. She is a grayish, ghostly white. Or if not, she's just an outright ghostly white.
The spikes are also soft PVC, giving them a slightly flexible feel.
Next up is the iconic carnivore, the Dilophosaurus.
Okay, okay, for a split second there, you almost did ASMR. That right there.
It features photorealistic eyes.
Rubbing shit across the mic is not ASMR.
Or expanded. Zoe Bierka, Mattel Toy Design.
They didn't need to have the tracker thing removable. It's going to get lost. I feel like it should have been a separate accessory. It is a separate accessory. It is. The patch of skin is the accessory.
Designer extraordinaire gives us the scoop on this new Dilophosaurus.
The Dilophosaurus from Jurassic World Rebirth also comes in pieces. Now, let's take a closer look. She comes with really cool frill pieces.
Again, stop rubbing the fucking mic, you weirdo. That's not how you do this.
One when she's showing off, and the other when she's feeling more demure. Just like the rest of the small Hamodinosaurs, her tail is posable and squishy.
On one hand, I do like the fact that we are getting a new Dilophosaurus just because on the aftermarket, the Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus goes for an insane amount of money. It is actually crazy. In fact, actually, I could probably pull up the Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus right now on eBay. Which I have a feeling that's going to completely tank the eBay sales. In fact, actually, let me see here real quick. So let me do Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus. Yeah, so okay, so on eBay, the Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus I'm seeing going for about $100, $155. Let's see here. So it's going down in price. There's $250, $300. That includes like a twofer with Nedry. I'm seeing that it is going down in price. Just because of the fact that we are getting a newer version of her, so thankfully that's tanking.
And finally, this early Cretaceous bipedal herbivore, the Hypsilophodon.
I hate it. Okay, I'm gonna be like all the other paleo nerds and say I don't like the Hypsilophodon. No.
The Hypsilophodon comes with 2 swappable jaw pieces, so you can pose it with the mouth open or closed. Plus, we have new premium details like photorealistic eyes.
That is not photorealistic eyes. That, like, you can tell they're kind of like they're really scraping to find like any kind of compliment to give these toys, to sit there and say like it has photorealistic eyes, and it shows and it zooms in on like probably one of the worst shots in the entire video just because it is kind of blurry. Like they really could have done better.
She has really nice detailed texture. She comes with an additional jaw piece and has nice articulation, plus a posable tail.
Thank you for watching Beyond the Gates.
Yeah, so that was uncomfortable. Because my thing is like, who is sitting here? Right? Who is sitting here and sat there and was like, yes, the thing that will bring in people to advertise our toys is ASMR. Yeah, because children really get off to like ASMR. Yeah, because kids are gonna know what the fuck that is. Right? So kids are really gonna know what the fuck ASMR is. No, they're not. ASMR is very, very much an adult thing. Because also, chat, apparently womb ASMR is a thing. We live in a time where womb ASMR is a thing. If you don't know what womb ASMR is, consider yourself lucky. That's all I can say is consider yourself lucky that you don't know what womb ASMR is, because it is something. So the one thing I really wish that the Hammond Collection would do is that I wish that they would just re-release a lot of older figures or figures that were very hard to find. A good example are things like the Dimetrodon. I remember that was very hard to find. The Spinosaurus is infamously hard to find. But that one, you can find it pop up here and there, but still. The Irritator is also a dinosaur that was very hard to find. And the Irritator goes for about $500 on eBay. $500 fucking dollars. The Ankylosaur is also one that I've seen go for anywhere between $200 to $300 to $400. And they only do like one and done releases. Like they'll do one release of the toy and then that's it. They kind of handle how Kotobukiya handles their Zoids, where they will do one release and then that's it. That's it. Like, good luck on the aftermarket. But if they are going to if they are going to do a Rebirth Dilophosaur, I can easily see them maybe doing like a JP3 Ankylosaur because they do have different coloration. Or hell, maybe even like a JP3 like a JP3 Brachiosaur or a Giraffatitan. Because the Brachiosaur it wasn't hard to find, but I do kind of wish it got like a rerun. So the other video that I kind of want to show you guys, because this was interesting. So this is something that I found right before I was about to stream, and I was watching a little bit of it. And it's kind of on the paleological side. It's called the Useless Ancient Instincts You May Still Fight Today. It's done by a channel called Trust Me Bro. They're kind of like chat history. Let me see here real quick. Because, interesting thing about, oh, hang on, that's weird. Hang on, let me see something real quick. That's weird. Hang on, my Twitter stream just went kaputs. That's weird. Hang on for a second here. Why did it stop streaming? Let's see here. Let me go to Premium. Go to Media Studio. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but recently, on the Twitter side, the streams have been kind of just ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just kind of end. And that's so fucking bizarre. Let me see here. So what if I did this? Hang on, let me create another broadcast. Digital creator, okay. Okay. There we go. I'm going to monitor that. I'm going to go ahead and monitor that. That's weird. But it is kind of interesting that like the human body just we kind of have these instincts that we still have, right? Like shit. Technically speaking, I believe it's our gallbladder. We really don't need a gallbladder anymore because that is for, I believe, if memory serves me correct about the gallbladder, is that is an organ that you use to oh god, what is it? Process plant material, right? It's to process plant material. Oh, I think I know what it is. Oh, I think the stream is actually... I think it's actually the Twitter stream is actually like fucking this up. Oh yeah, no, I think it might have been that because as soon as I hit live on Twitter, it all went to absolute shit. So yeah, that's probably it. So, hang on, give me a split second here, guys. I got a phone call. Hang on, I'll be right back, everybody. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Okay. All right, so... Give me a second here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Also got some gamer subs in the meantime. So... Alright, so this is Useless Ancient Instincts We All Still Have Today by Trust Me Bro. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Useless ancient instincts we all still have. As much as we like to believe that as a species we are civilized and technologically advanced, in reality,
I don't know. Sports arenas kind of like to beg otherwise.
Heavily influenced and quite honestly controlled by primal instincts, deeply ingrained in our
I guess like at the end of the day, humans are still animals. And because we are still animals, we are guided by, hell, even in our society, our rules and laws are still governed by our own basic animal instincts.
of thousands of years of human development. But in this video, we're going to discuss examples of primal instincts that were helpful at the time that today are quite useless or in some cases making our lives harder. Let's get started. I would guarantee that most people watching this video, if not everybody watching this video, enjoys a sweet treat. And while
I
some
do.
of us enjoy
For me, I have a huge sweet tooth, and it sucks because being ADHD, I basically, if I had, so for someone like me who has ADHD, you're also a lot more impulsive with your cravings and your urges. So I will just mindlessly grab and snack on things. And sometimes it's mostly sugary stuff, and I gained a lot of weight because of that.
Also feel bad that we quite often crave such sugary things that we know aren't good for us. But the reason most of us crave such sugary and sweet foods and drinks was at one point in time crucial for our survival. During the ancient prehistoric
because sugar gave you energy.
The most valuable currency. And it's for that reason that humans were really eating anything and everything they could get their hands on. But not all foods are built the same. Eating bugs and leaves is cool, but nothing quite hits the spot.
Yeah, because bugs will give you protein, plants will kind of like give you fiber, which are the bare basics of just survival. But sugar, like honey and, well, raw sugar, give you that energy, gives you that buzz.
To a caveman, like something extremely sweet or something extremely fatty. And the reason for this is simple. Sugar specifically is extremely valuable to the body because it gives your body a quick boost of energy. Something that many foods aren't able to provide. And
that's why
your body responded extremely positive to this food source that was able
that's why in ancient times honey was so regarded, because honey basically kind of gave you energy.
Such a quick hit of energy. Even if your body wasn't in dire need of energy at the time, your body is able to store that excess energy in the form of fat, meaning that at any time, at any place, if there was anything sweet around, your body knew to...
And your body will store that fat as kind of like a reserve.
Now, unfortunately, the stakes today are not nearly as high. And I would say that most people, if not everybody watching this video, does not struggle with food scarcity either at all, or definitely not to the extent that cavemen did. Meaning that eating the bag of gummy bears on your nightstand isn't life or death. It's really just how much willpower do you have to overcome.
It is kind of interesting that like we kind of have to it's so weird that no matter how advanced we are as a species, we still have to fight these urges that are leftovers, like, to this day. I think it's also because we evolved so quickly that we still have a bunch of leftovers. I mean, for fuck's sake, we still have things like tailbones. Because, like, if you read stories, because there's a story where there was a boy in India, and he was born with a tail. And because he was born with a tail, people legitimately thought he was the next reincarnation of... I forgot... I don't think it's Wukong, but it's the monkey god over there. Because he was born with a tail. And the thing is that the tail is just... He was just born with it because the evolutionary trait that... Or the evolutionary signal, for things like tails, was left turned on. Now, I think it was vestigial and it wasn't prehensile, But still, though, we still have stuff like that.
World, eating anything sweet you can get your hands on.
I mean, for fuck's sake, our canines, right? Our canine teeth are also remnants of like our monkey heritage, because primates, for the most part, have large canine teeth.
Almost has the opposite effect, because at best this excess sugar is just going to put extra weight on your body.
It will.
At worst, it's actually going to have a detrimental effect on your overall health. The complete opposite of the intent of this instinct in primal times.
Yeah, so like a caveman could sit there and down like 3 or 5 bags of gummy worms, and he could afford it, right? He can 100%, or like hell, a triathlon, right? A triathlon athlete or something like that could 100% down like 3 or 4 bags of gummy worms, and he'll be totally A-OK, PG key and all that stuff. Well, I don't know, maybe he'll shit a lot, but still. They can afford it because, you know, with a triathlon athlete, that's their job. Their job is to run. Their job is to be athletic. A caveman could down 5 of it and be, you know, bouncing up the walls like a motherfucker and then shit like there's no tomorrow, because his whole day, his whole survival was just walking around, burning off that energy, burning off that fat, and praying to Jesus that he can actually live for the next day.
So if you ever feel bad about having low discipline when it comes to sweets, it's because a caveman hundreds of thousands of years ago realized that berries and honey give you a kick of energy that bugs, leaves, and animal fats just couldn't do. Oh,
yeah.
And as a quick bonus, the
Basically,
reason why everything in the world today is so sugary is directly related to the human instinct of craving excess sugar. Humans don't crave sugar because everything in the modern diet is full of sugar, because these companies realized long ago that humans fundamentally crave sugar. And if these food companies can provide it to you,
it's like
you're very
caffeine.
unlikely to say no. And that's another trend you'll notice in this video. Not only are your instincts personally working against yourself, but other entities are using your instincts against you.
And see, that's really fucked up.
Dystopian. Another more dystopian part of modern day life is the fact that even though we are living in the best time ever to exist as a human, we likely deal with the
Yeah, we
most
got things like
ever. And this is
VTubers.
because humans have a deeply ingrained negative bias, which, like you guessed, in primal times served a crucial purpose in our survival. But
Which, yeah, because that kind of separated us from, you know, being killed and living for, you know, living to see tomorrow. Like that friendly dog there that just came up and, you know, was licking your hand and stuff like that. You don't know that dog. You don't know if that dog is just, you know, coming up to be friendly, or if it's just going, or if it's tasting you and sizing you up to see if you are an easy target and will come up and bite your face. You don't know that.
in a world full of complexity, it only makes our life that was supposed to be easier much harder. I would argue that most people understand that they should be grateful for everything they have in their life. But realistically,
I am. I'm always grateful for what I have.
Remind yourself to have and do. And this is because your mind isn't naturally programmed to be like, oh, this is so great, this is awesome. No, your mind is actually programmed for the opposite. The ancient primal world.
You're kind of opposite. You're kind of programmed to be negative.
Natural disasters, predators, other tribes, famine, and so forth. You and your loved ones.
It is kind of sad that it's kind of sad to think that humans are just programmed to be paranoid and miserable. But also, my God, does that honey and the berries taste really fucking good?
Attack. And because of this, the best way to survive in a world where everything could and would kill you is to be aware of those things and to primarily focus on the negative or dangerous aspects of life, which at the time was a lot more common than anything else. And while this bias as a caveman was extremely crucial in the modern day where almost none of these threats exist,
yeah, because nowadays most of our natural threats are gone.
Cavemen in prehistoric times, one who went on a walk and saw, oh, there's a dangerous thing, I'm not going to go there. Oh, I stepped on something sharp, this place could be dangerous. I'm going to go home and remember this and just, you know, keep this in the back of my mind. Versus a caveman that went on a walk and was just like, oh, that's a pretty tree. Oh, cool. That's a cool looking lion running directly towards me. That's majestic. Which of the two do you think's going to be?
It's majestic as fuck.
The answer is kind of obvious. But like I mentioned, tiger attacks and starvation are fortunately not much of a risk for many people today. So we
unless if you want to live in like, you know, if you want to live out in the boonies over in like, say, India or Borneo, I think it's Borneo or Sumatra, where there's, or like hell, even in the dense backwater forests and jungles of China and the tundras of Russia where there's tigers.
More modern life. job security, social status, rejection, failure, the opinions of others. And because the world that we live in is just so complex and there is so much to think about, and because the negativity bias is an instinct so deeply ingrained within our psyche, if you don't consciously try to counteract this negativity bias, it could lead to some very serious consequences.
Yeah, because you may not trust anybody.
Overthinking and stressing and, coming up with worst case scenarios and ultimately developing things such as anxiety or depression. And
Yep, I have to kind of remind myself this kind of stuff every day.
All of a sudden, every horrible thing that happened to us ever comes to mind. Keep in mind, in ancient
Like for me, I have it pretty bad because of how I was raised, I have a nagging, like, I wouldn't even say nagging. I have kind of like a natural suspicion towards people. I'm very paranoid when it comes to people. I always assume people just outright hate me and want, to destroy me. And I have to constantly remind myself, oh, no, be friendly, reach out to people, be nice, it's gonna be okay. You have to constantly, you kind of have to constantly fight that instinct in you. It's just sometimes that instinct is a little bit more powerful than others.
times before you go to bed, it's helpful to have a checklist of everything you noticed today that could be bad, but in modern times, it's just going to make going to bed harder and possibly damage your self-esteem. And if that was the first time you've ever done something like that, then you probably experienced a lot of fear, specifically fear of the unknown, which is likely one of the oldest human instincts we all have to this very day. Our ancestors had to essentially trial and error every aspect of life always, and the stakes were typically life or death. And because of this, the best way to mitigate as much
because if you constantly do this, you're going to be an absolute wreck.
Which led to the development of the fear of the unknown. During ancient times, exploring a place that was dark and you couldn't quite see, encountering an animal that you were unfamiliar with, or even seeing weather that you haven't quite seen before, all could very well lead to the death of you and anybody around you. Meaning that the best way to stay alive was to avoid and fear any of these things you were unfamiliar with. And this instinct is still around to this very day.
Like, you got to think, like, for cavemen who have never seen something like, say, or a tornado, right? If they've never seen like a tornado and they just see like a tornado touch down on the ground and just start, ripping shit apart, they're going to lose their goddamn mind. Like that's kind of terrifying.
Once again, in modern times, this instinct isn't helpful and is often counterproductive. And while I would definitely say that there is an argument for the fear of the unknown being helpful today, there is still places where it isn't helpful. Specifically when it comes to exploring opportunities that could ultimately be beneficial. Like, let's say, starting a new relationship, trying a new food, going to a new city, moving, meeting new people. In the modern day when things are...
Because I know all this stuff is kind of hard for me.
Opportunities to come out of exploring the unknown and seeking discomfort and truly trying to overcome this instinct. But the reality is just that. This is an instinct that has to be overcome to experience these things. And because of this, there is a saying that I think is rather accurate.
Like, it took me up until I was almost an adult for me to ride on roller coasters because I was so scared of them.
The unknown situation would be objectively better. Because it's unknown, it's still scarier than dealing with something objectively worse that you're at least familiar with. But it wasn't only the unknown that our ancestors were afraid of. There was actually quite a few fears that our ancestors hold that we still hold today. Another example,
I think, like, what, fear of the dark?
The fear of failure. Now, once again, there is instances where this fear
this is probably one of my biggest fears, is a fear of failure.
Is more detrimental to people than it is helpful. In ancient times, goals were simple and immediate. If you were on a hunt, your goal was to secure an animal. If you're looking to reproduce, your goal is to secure a mate. If you're looking for shelter, your goal is to find a warm and comfortable place. And in all of these instances, if you failed to meet your goal,
you die,
or your bloodline was done. And those stakes are pretty high. And over hundreds of thousands of years of development, our brain began to realize that if we really want something, we cannot accept failure.
Hi, Chisana. Having dinner with my dad. Have a good dinner with your dad. Thank you for the lurk.
Doing worse on an assignment than you anticipated. Not getting the promotion.
Yeah, no, like,
an application denied
fear of failure is really fucking bad. Like, for me personally, I have a huge fear of failure. Because I think it's also just because I also grew up with, like, a perfectionist father who was very abusive, and everything had to be perfect. Everything had to be perfect right out the gate, or otherwise you would get beaten. So that really, amplified the fear of failure even more so than, than normal.
For almost anything. All of these things are uncomfortable and upsetting, but in most cases, they are not life or death. Although some people still act like they are, but it is so ingrained in our being to have that exaggerated fear of failing that typically only
And it
holds
can be
us back
small
and
stuff,
will
too.
cause us to feel a sense of dread when in reality the situation may be mildly infuriating or potentially disappointing, but definitely not life or death. But
Yeah,
another consequence of
like,
failure
it
even beyond
snowballs.
just immediate death was also a loss of social status. You see, humans have always been tribal people, pack animals, if you will. And within packs,
Well, yeah, because
there's
that's
a
how
hierarchy.
primates
And
are.
within hierarchies, there is status, which determines where you stand on the food chain.
Yeah, because here's the thing with primates is that no matter what, no matter how you shake a stick at it, humans are very, very much a hierarchical, or however you pronounce it, hierarchical. They live in a hierarchy basically, and I have a feeling when it came to things like social media, I think it honestly probably made this a lot worse.